Vanessa Ong, first to be introduced, was third fastest qualifier actually for the five Finns yesterday, but somehow scratched from the event. She's got a seat time in this one in lane number 7. The two Cambodians who were slated to swim in this one with Marjorie Manguyat of Philippines winning it in 7:36.87. So lane number 2, Vanessa Ong of Singapore. Our leader of Indonesia in 3, Pham Thi Kim Thuong of Vietnam in lane number 4, who is the red-hot favorite. Nguyen Thi Hugh, more in tune with the 200 and 400 meters surface events, swims the 800 for the first time. She's in lane 5. Katharina Rahayu of Indonesia in 6. Jamie Ang of Singapore in lane number 7. It's Maulida who turns first, the only one to go sub-24 in that first 50 meters. And we saw yesterday already in the men's events, going out fast. They have to maintain some sort of rhythm more than anything else. You see those hands in perfect position for all these swimmers. Fingers slightly bent at an angle to ensure that they have as little frontal resistance as possible. The crowd slowly getting into it now, with Pham making her move. Pham Thi Kim Thuong, who's trimmed that lead by half a second over the last 50 meters, and slowly now just getting that hips to work a little bit harder just to keep pace with the Indonesian, who's gone off very quickly after 100 meters. And the crowd now egging her on, and she will turn after 150, just slightly ahead of maybe her fellow Vietnamese, Nguyen Thi Hugh. It will be Pham Thi Kim Thuong who will turn first, 27.20, and then Nguyen Thi Hugh, who had the fastest of the swimmers in that last 50 meters, turning in third position just behind Maulida. It's slowly just inching ahead now is Pham Thi Kim Thuong, just at the 200 meter mark, 1/4 there. There's still a lot of time left for Nguyen Thi Hugh to spring a surprise in this one. And the Vietnamese have judged this race very, very well over the years, and we saw yesterday as well how good that they judge it. It's usually getting the first 100 to 200 meters to find some sort of rhythm. And once the momentum gets there, they are quick in 200 spurts. And then coming home strong in the final 200 as well. So Vietnam at the moment still leading by Pham Thi Kim Thuong, turning in second spot Nguyen Thi Hugh, and Maulida of Indonesia in third spot. And the first sub-28 second swim there from Pham Thi Kim Thuong achieved in the last 50 meters. So she is just picking up the pace a little bit now. Happy with the rhythm that she has gotten, ensuring that the fin doesn't go too high up. Just very little splashes in terms of the water, and really taking it easy. And you can see already from the hip flexion that it just starts pumping and moving a lot more when she's closer to the finish line, and then off the turns, taking full advantage of it. But it's midway through here where she's taking it easy and ensuring that she gets into some sort of rhythm and keeps that flow, that piercing motion through the water, and then closer to the blocks. This is where it picks up a little bit more, just to ensure she attacks the wall. Another very impressive sub-28 second swim for Pham Thi Kim Thuong, as Nguyen Thi Hugh also goes sub-26 in that 50 meters to turn in second spot. So there is some competition here for Pham Thi Kim Thuong. It's not going to be an easy swim. At least her teammate is trying to ensure that they're trying to go as low as possible in terms of the time. Yet again, roundabouts here, attacking the wall, increasing that hip flexion. Not the best of times, if anything, when Thi Hugh caught up with her. 0.21 seconds, she's inched into that lead as we reach the halfway stage of the 800 meter surface for women. Maulida, who got off to a very quick start for Indonesia, now trailing in third position and really losing pace, some 15 meters behind the leader and some 3 body lengths behind second spot. It'll be the two Vietnamese who will chase each other down for the final 350 meters of this race. Yet again, Nguyen Thi Hugh has got the faster lap, so she is trimming into the lead slowly but ever so surely. Has she gone a little too quickly? Or has she judged this to perfection, going slow at the start and finding some rhythm to take her home in the final 400 meters of this race? She is creeping into it right now. You see her hands just coming almost half a body length now. The deficit between the two Vietnamese swimmers. This might be a grandstand finish for the women's 800 meters with 300 still to go in this event. That's a magnificent turn, you'd have to say, from Nguyen Thi Hugh, who has gone sub 28, whereas Pham has gone just a little at the low 28 for that 50 meters. Now side by side with one another, ensuring that we're gonna have almost a superb finish to this race. Oh, she's got up, she has got up. That's a very rare sight to see. The Vietnamese lady Nguyen Thi Hugh probably has lost sight of something, and she just got up and the crowd just went into a hushed silence there. It might result in disqualification for Nguyen Thi Hugh. She will finish the race, but she's gotten up again, so might be something wrong with the equipment here, and that's paved the way for Pham Thi Kim Tuan to win this gold medal easily, when at one stage of the race it was almost neck and neck between the two Vietnamese. I can tell you that Nguyen Thi Hugh has scratched from the race right now and is looking for some way to get out of the pool. Maulinda of Indonesia, who was struggling in third position, trying to get back into silver medal position, is now in that silver medal position. And then we just see coming across Nguyen Thi Hugh told to perhaps finish the race and look for the DQ sign to appear side by side with the name when that final scoreboard flashes. Vanessa Ong of Singapore has just turned, and so too Jamie Ang of Singapore, who might be lapped in as part of the race as we head into the final 150 meters with Pham Thi Kim Tuan, who was chased all the way and had some competition, and even knew, probably cognizant of the fact that a fellow Vietnamese was chasing her down, and all of a sudden she just disappeared like that, came out of the surface, and the crowd just went into oohs and ahs. They couldn't believe it. It's hardly seen, of course, in Finswimming. They know that they need to stay underwater. They need to ensure that the snorkel goes a little up, but maybe she went a little low and that snorkel went down a bit and couldn't get her breath right and decided to come out for air. That's what happened with Nguyen Thi Hugh. It's a huge mistake. You see her just getting across, meeting side by side with Pham Thi Kim Tuan. So she will finish her race, but I don't think she'll be part of the medals. Pham Thi Kim Tuan certainly would. Jamie Ang of Singapore has just turned, and she's got another 150 meters left to swim. The gold medal will belong to Vietnam. Pham Thi Kim Tuan is 21 years of age, will win this one. We said winning easily right here, but if you didn't see the race just about 2 minutes ago, you wouldn't have known that she actually was pushed and had some competition. Vanessa of Singapore has just turned for her final 100 meters. The crowd cheer, of course, for Pham Thi Kim Tuan, who is a SEA Games gold medal. 7:19.18 is a new Games record. But for a long while she was chased and there was competition. Maulida Adini of Indonesia has just finished in 7:28.67, and Rahayu of Indonesia finishes in third position. They will see the board flashing up. Nguyen Thi Hugh finishing as well, but I'm sure she will be disqualified, unfortunately, for rising above the surface and trying to take some air. Vanessa Ong turning for her final 50 meters and maybe reserving a bit in the energy. And there is the figure of Nguyen Thi Hugh, who gets a huge round of applause from the crowd, and only she will know and tell you what happened in the middle of that race. But it was a shocker, wasn't it? Just came out for air, and then after that decided to swim on, and then at the turn came out for air again. So whether it's an equipment malfunction or whether it was just going underwater for way too long and unable to get any sort of rhythm going in trying to chase down her Vietnamese competitor, of which she had clocked the better times for 150 meters in chasing her down, all of a sudden just was gasping at the wrong stage of the race. But that is your gold medalist for the Southeast Asian Games in 2022, Pham Thi Kim Tuan, with a new SEA Games record.